Hello and welcome back. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and it is 4:30 Eastern Time on a Sunday afternoon. So you know what that means. Productivity sprints where I may or may not have a snack or get some writing done. Who knows? Today with me, I have Doc Coleman. Did you want to say hi to the lovely people?
Hello, lovely people. I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. You can find me and my writing by searching on Doc Coleman Steampunk.
Also linked below.
And links below. That'll get you my website. That'll get you my Amazon author page. And
have you considered a link tree?
A link tree? No, not really.
It's basically a website with all your links. Mine is link.ee/Morgan Hazelwood.
No, I don't recall ever having heard of this before. But
yeah, the media super popular on Instagram because you can only put one link on Instagram in the profile. So that's where I ran across them first.
Okay, that might be why I haven't heard of it, because I don't do Instagram. No.
Right. That's why what I thought. So hello, I see we have an M Ward and an Andy. Hello and welcome. I'm sure Catechus will be through. He's staring at me right now from the back side of the camera. Mm-hmm. So, but I just got home. Ooh, excellent. We have a Sako. Ooh. Did you want to join the stream? Okay.
We are no longer Sako deficient.
And then there were three.
Yep.
So how are you, Sako? What are you up to?
I am considering spending this stream working on some submissions for some anthologies.
Nice.
And kind of make a list of stuff that I might want to submit to.
Okay, that is probably what I'm going to be doing. I got Catechus says hi. I got a rejection on my Lovecraftian short, a rejection on my Walk in the Woods short. I got a rejection on my poem that I have out there. I got a rejection on my query this week. So everything I have out there has been rejected this week. So I have plenty of things that need to go back out.
Ironically, that is a productive week because
right. You
have closure.
Yeah. And one of my good friends who's great at queries has been going over mine with a fine-tooth comb because we threw out what I had that clearly is not working and started over from scratch. And I'm trying to be better about the whole focus on the first third instead of up to the climax as the hanger, because that they say to do that and nobody ever does, and I'm trying and things and stuff. So let's see. In the audience, Andy said he's here just for a bit, mercilessly promoting a Kickstarter appearance this week between revisions. Logan's Run. Resubmit, run away. So yeah. Awesome. I'm not the only one querying shit or submitting stuff this week. So
I'll at least be writing stuff.
Yeah. What are you working on, Doc?
I'm gonna continue working on The Rage of Ragnarok, book 3.
Okay. Awesome.
My stringer's out to potential I cannot do the words today. My stringers out to potential sensitivity readers have not netted me any results, so I am lacking closure there, and I'm also really lacking good opportunities to reach forth. So
at some point, have you tried just a shout out to Twitter writing community hashtag? You never know what you're going to get, but you might get something.
I can always try it. I mean, I figure I've got about a month to figure out this, and then hopefully the person that you put me in contact with will finish their edits for their agent, and we'll have some time to actually look at my books.
Right. She finished her edits for her agent. She's about to start on her edits for her middle grade dragon story, but she's recovering from surgery this week, so that makes sense.
That she might be available in about a month.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe, fingers crossed. So
hopefully, I'd at least like to have one person read it.
I know. So I wish I knew more people.
Yeah, and when you're looking for sensitivity readers, you're looking for a narrow group of them. So
right, exactly.
It's not like I'm reaching out there for betas. That's
right.
Hopefully, will be much easier.
Yeah. So. Well, it sounds like everybody wants to be productive. What about we just pop into a sprint?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So let's see. I'm going to share the. Let's see. We want 20 minutes and 21 seconds because I know. It's August. It still amuses me.
It's still traditional.
Tradition.
Right. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my audio. I'm going to share my Chrome tab. I'm going to select the proper Chrome tab. And there we go. Set the new timer. That was my... Oh, Sako just told me I never started the timer. Let me update it real quick. Woo! There's a cat on my chair who just fell off the back.
Oh.
Yep.
And landed on my head. So that was the thing that just happened. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got some edits from my friend who looked over my query letter, and I think I'm ready for breakfast. I'm kind of hungry now.
Yeah, you should get food today.
Yeah, what I packed was not great. So let's try that again. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. Is this your mouse? Is this your mouse? Is this your mouse? No, we don't fetch it. You can get it.
I think I just got a bullshit email.
What sort of email?
A bullshit email.
Ah, I hate bullshit emails.
How bullshit is it?
Thank you for submitting application. You've been selected for our next project. Before start, read our guidelines and read agreement document fully. If you agree to our terms, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
That's missing a lot of words.
That's missing a lot of words.
Is
And
this
that's for a
actually
writing
project?
project?
I don't know if it was for a writing project or an art project or what. I
Maybe.
have no idea what this is pertaining to.
So it's not.
Oh, Virginia mom.
made.
Oh, feedback. That was cool. Virginia mom makes $12.50 a month from home, and you won't believe what she does. I didn't apply to anything like that, so.
Go get it. Go get it.
No.
His name is Sweetness when he's not clawing or biting the bleep out of me.
Oh, I see.
Thanks. That's my cute. Oh, so how was your sprint?
My sprint was spent trying to set up Scrivener in a way that it used to set up.
I hear that.
So I can see the stats for what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm writing story.
Gotcha. He fetches, I don't know, 80% of the time. So
He may just be done for the day.
when he feels like it, he fetches. When he doesn't feel like it, he doesn't fetch. Oh, Andy feels you. Oh gods, the 3.0 update messed all of my formats up.
I started with 3, so I don't think that's the problem.
So, are you talking about the
So there was
goal
a pane that
or-
showed the synopsis,
Oh, okay.
and I would love to get that back. I thought maybe it would be in like format or view or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Your
my one complaint with Scrivener is that they have this handy dandy thing that lets you track your progress against your word count progress against your daily or monthly target or your overall.
if you set such things, yeah.
But which I love it. I use it all the time. But I have to open it every single time I open Scrivener.
Oh.
Like I want the thing to always be open for the current project I'm working on, and it's not an option.
Gotcha. So Andy says he's on the PC version, so he has to convert all of his content so it outputs correctly again.
I am so sorry that you. Oh my gosh! Please open. Wow, we got some crazy feedback going on. Is that coming from me?
I think it's coming from Doc.
I was sitting here muted.
Okay, then I got nothing.
And it was still going on, so I'm pretty sure it's not me.
So maybe it's me? I don't know.
I hear the PC version is total crap.
Yeah. I am a PC user, and I tried Scrivener once for about 20 minutes. I accidentally
Never
deleted
again.
5 chapters of the tutorial trying to minimize them from the menu and said, no, I'm going back to Google. If I want to compile my documents, I could use LaTeX. So, and I don't write out of order, and I'm happy with where I keep my notes. So, and the biggest complaint for Google Docs is when documents get big, click work offline, boom, fixed.
Yeah.
So, and it auto syncs between devices, and I don't need to use another thing like Dropbox or whatever.
I had heard that the Windows version was crap before 3.0, but I thought that 3.0 brought it up in line with a lot of the stuff on the Mac version. But
it sounds like the transition to 3.0 may have been where Andy's issue is.
That's entirely possible.
Because,
there's a lot of behavior changes.
It's apparently no longer stuck in the 90s. Also, as a UI, I've put together UI. I'm not saying I'm a UI designer, but user interfaces I have built and put together. And this thing looks like the PC version was straight out of the 90s, and it hurt me on many levels.
Yeah, it's not like that on
I'm a software engineer, and I accidentally deleted 4 chapters of the tutorial trying to minimize them.
Oh.
Clearly something is wrong with the user interface.
Clearly.
I'm like, that shouldn't have been what happened when I clicked that. Yeah. I'm not usually incompetent with new programs.
Quick reference? No. Wah.
Survey says
What's
wah.
up?
Survey says wah.
Andy says the transition in the UI and the compile features changing to between before and 3.0 still haven't gotten used to all the updates.
Yeah.
I might bother learning it, maybe, but nobody's talked me into why I personally need it.
If you've
I
got
find revision in Scrivener really useful, but if you're co-writing, Google Docs is really the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a recovering Google fangirl from back when their motto was "Don't be evil." Since that hasn't been their motto in 10 years, clearly I'm over it, and they have dropped so many apps and things that I have early
adopted.
So many things. They recently switched from Google Chat to Google Hangouts, but it tried to prompt you to update so you could do the Google Chat within the email, which is BS. You should download the app, but now I'm getting double notifications, and I don't know how to turn off the one in the email. I know how to turn off the one in the app. So that is going to need a little investigation.
Suck.
Yeah. Google, why couldn't you have stuck to your one core principle? One core principle. No.
That's it. Wasn't making them enough money.
So, hello, Jacob, and welcome. I hope you enjoyed the sprint. Sarah is going to talk to me later. Okay, thanks. So, oh my goodness, I don't know anything else. Did we want to sprint?
We could. I might just make a Google folder just out of sake of ease.
Great. How does my window keep changing size? I don't know what's happening. Anyway. Oh, hey, we have people who swung by. Well. What do we have here? We have an Eva. Yay.
Yay.
And a Courtney. Hello, Courtney. I don't know if Courtney's been to my stream before. Are you new? Or have you just been a couple times? I'm trying to remember. I'm horrible. And we have a Patrick. Hello and welcome. I I made the edits or most of them. So yeah, he's the one helping me with my revision. So
Cool.
My query
Your
rewrite.
query.
I helped him a little, not nearly enough. I'm sorry, I was offline when he was trying for the big push before midnight. But I hope it goes well. Fingers are crossed. So, and Jacob just watched Luca, which I hear is really good. So that's pretty awesome.
It is super cute.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Patrick, he got his query done, so it's good. It's good.
Yay.
It's good.
I did watch the new Suicide Squad.
Ooh, I heard it was better.
Question mark.
It was
And
better
that's
than the
a lot
last
of
one in that they didn't shoehorn the Joker in for no apparent reason. I have feelings.
I heard that a lot of the actors and characters were strong, but the plot was probably its weak point.
There were some parts of the plot that were definitely weak, and other parts of the plot that were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Most of the characters were either pretty strong or gone so fast you didn't notice them.
Of the characters that were,
Yeah.
I found it.
Yes. What did you find? What are we cheering?
I found the window thing that I was looking for.
Awesome. Super excited.
So now I can see my synopsis thing, which I put as the description of the challenge. And so I can see my submission requirements while I'm
Right?
writing.
Ooh, schmancy.
Schmancy.
Greg would like to remind us that being better than the first Suicide Squad is not actually a high bar.
I agree, but hey.
And we have a Tessa. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Tessa.
So, on a scale of 1 to Game of Thrones Season 8, how much work did it need?
I was just going to say, that's a scale of from 1 bounce down to 0.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, let's see. Emma Mortz is online and on the phone with the middle, trying to plan her trip home. Yay! And hers out there. That's
cool.
Awesome. So, yay. Okay, well, what about productivity? Do we want to do some?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some productivity done last time. I got 300.
Some more. Continue in the productivity.
To continue to be productive.
Well, I know that, but I didn't get to report last time. So.
Oh, how was your last sprint, Doc? Let us know.
329 more words. Yay.
Oh, nice. I ate a bag of cherry tomatoes and had a cereal bar that I actually like.
Good.
My cereal bars are in the car.
So
everything's in the car.
Yeah.
You need protein.
Eva reminded us that productivity is indeed overrated, but I did work on my query. I accepted all of Patrick's feedback, so that counts as working on my query letter, right?
Well, it is a lazy Sunday afternoon, so
right. Patrick says this coming up sprint, he's going to work on my query. So if he goes negative words, it's a good thing. Yeah, because it's creeping up past 350. I had it 352, and I think it's back up to 360, 370. We unfortunately did not say s'mores, although Patrick may have. Just not loudly around the kids.
I do have Rice Krispies.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the stream. Sprint, that thing. So get started in 3, 2, 1. Fake productivity or eat chocolate. You do you. And we're back. How was y'all's sprint?
I spent it basically brainstorming ideas for this 1,500 word thing.
Cool. Got anything you like?
No. It's so the theme is eco horror. It's called chlorophophobia, and basically nature has to fight back. So I'm trying to think of a good story that I can draw out to 1,500 words, involving eco horror.
Yeah, I have one that almost fits, but it's not nearly short enough.
That's kind of big for an anthology. They usually want shorter stories. But...
It says like there's going to be 12 of them.
1,500, not 15,000.
Oh,
yeah, 1,500.
Okay. Move the comma. I had 0 issues, so I totally get that. I always have to mentally add commas to stuff.
Yeah, I misplaced the decimal point there.
That's what I call 0 issues.
Yeah.
Issues with zeros. Yeah.
Yes.
Confession, I got this phrase from my sister. She also has 0 issues.
Oh, I see.
So how was your sprint, Doc?
I got 346 words in.
Nice. Nice.
I am up to 675 words for the afternoon. So
that is productive as all get all. That is pretty sweet. Patrick and I were tag team editing my query letter with some snarking back and forth. It was quite excellent. I think the children started screaming though, so he may have had to step away for a minute. So hopping into the comments, Patrick knows better than to say the s'mores word in front of the kids. MM Ward says, I am restarting my editing. Sako, the triple reading I did this morning is coming back, and I am a duck, looking all serene, but under the water, my little feet are churning. Eva says, tomorrow they have a plumber coming to do hefty plumbery things, and I have to make about 3 phone calls. Phone calls are way too grown up for me. I haven't had a real Monday in ages. Definitely a lazy Sunday.
I feel you.
Actually,
right? And Andy had to hop off a couple minutes ago. So.
Yeah.
And we have a Chloe Alice. Hello and welcome. Is it Chloe or Chloe Alice? I don't know.
I think it's Chloe.
Okay.
And Alice.
Okay. That's even better. So let's see. And Emma Ward says, I wrote a thing where the ocean turned all the plastic trash into a film that covered the ocean from the shore out to sea so people couldn't use the ocean anymore.
That works.
Right? So yeah, my much too long for your thing has a the trees would like it if people died at their beds, and then they can get the nutrition from their rotting corpses and bones.
Do they actually like omit or emit like pollen or
it's nebulous
or something?
It's nebulous. You don't know how it happened.
But it happened.
It happened.
They wish for it, and thus it happens.
Yes.
You start having people disappearing in the parks, and they investigate and keep finding bones by the tree.
Yeah, no, they just go for a hike and they get lost, and then they can't find. And he breaks a leg, and they can't find the body when they come back. And he was right next to the trail, next to this tree.
So this is basically a synopsis of the happening in 1,500 words.
It's totally original. I don't know what you're talking about. It's my story.
The forever sleep pollen.
Right?
So, Sako, are you primarily looking for anthologies that you've got time to write new stories for, or are you trying to place stories that you already have?
I am looking for suggestions to write, and if it is for a submission, then great. If it gets rejected or whatever, I'll just kill it, or I'll put it on a blog or something. Because
for your own collection of short stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Forever sleep pollen.
Forever sleep pollen. That's not a bad idea. Forever sleep pollen.
Oh.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Like the poppy fields.
I don't know.
Puppies! 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 Puppies!
I'm actually kind of almost liking the idea of the trees just literally dragging people down into the roots.
I'm kind of digging this idea as well.
Not necessarily knocking them out, but just like, kids go and climb the trees, and the tree grabs the kid and pulls them.
I like it.
But,
yes. Thank you for that.
oh. Well, you wanted horror and creepy, so.
Works for me. But Mama Ward, if you wrote a thing and it's worth 1,500 words, you can submit it to this thing. I can send you a link. When they lay down and sleep, flowers start sprouting and blooming before they are completely dead. Ooh.
Well, yes. Obviously. And she said all of the plants chemically change their pollen, so all the animals go to sleep but never wake up, and the humans realize what's happening but can't stop it. The forever sleep pollen. Dum, dum, dum.
I was to say, if you drop out the sleep thing, just having the plants, spores and seeds being specific, especially fertile on human flesh, so that people are wandering around during allergy season, and it's like, I've got roots coming out of my nose. I've got flowers growing on my skin.
Give me the neti pot ASAP.
No, neti pot doesn't work. It just irrigates them and they grow faster. See? Horror.
Horror.
Okay, that's horror. Yeah. You can't rinse them off. You can't. So I guess you mask outside to keep the spores out.
What about your arms and your legs?
But they would start growing on your arms and stuff.
Mushrooms.
Yep.
I mean,
you wake up in the morning, you've got grass on your arm or something.
No, I like the idea. So there is a thing with ants where this fungus takes over their brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably play into that too with this pollen stuff. I guess I should pick an idea and run with it. Or I can write both stories, and whichever one I like more, I can, because it says that you can, if you submit one and it's accepted, you can submit another.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always that.
The pollen of rage.
Is it me?
I heard it and then I went on mute.
Is it me?
I don't know. I don't hear it anymore, but
I don't hear it anymore either.
It's Morgan.
It's Morgan. Oh,
Yeah. There must be something about the way your room is set up.
Is it the new towel on top?
oh, maybe.
I was trying to keep the cat from chewing on the cable.
Did you put the towel on or take it off?
I just took it off.
Huh. I don't know.
Pollen of Rage.
Yeah, Pollen of Rage makes me want to go in a different direction. It's like, yeah, you thought hay fever was bad. This just makes people violently homicidal.
Morgan, Hazelwood, Ken Jacob, the Red Spiking, B. Sarah's channel, and Morgan's Hazelwood's channel.
I do not know.
You can visit both of them. So
If it is visiting that you are asking, friend.
No. Now that's
why is it still doing it?
Ooh, pollen triggers an endocrine response in the fight or flight instinct onto overdrive.
that would be your Pollen of Rage. People are going mad because it's allergy season. No.
Wasn't one of the zombie movies or zombie video games about that? How it was spores?
Yes, that was the Last of Us thing.
Yeah.
That was the polyseps thing with the brain.
And you got points for like taking pictures of things for the journalists.
Different game.
Oh, okay. But that one was also a polleny thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
The picture one that I know of is Fatal Frame, and it didn't involve.
No, it was a side quest for the journalist. It wasn't like a main thing.
Oh, I got you. I stopped at 1.
I hear that.
It gets pretty repetitive after a while.
Yeah.
Meow.
No meow. Actually, I've got a meow right next to me.
Oh, it looks like it was Dead Rising.
Oh, Dead Rising.
A game where the player, an everyday photographer, is looking for the scoop of the century, ends up stuck inside a mall filled with zombies.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
So, I just remember mostly the music and watching Boyfriend and Housemates at the time play a lot.
Ah.
So yeah. And Ward says, in my Revelation of the Nights series, the dark-faced clone Samhain elms and then harvest the pollen in spring and sap in winter and boil them down to make dust of rage.
Which is the form of environmental limbic manipulation and makes the predatory instincts of non-humans go crazy.
And all the non-human males into weapons of mass murder. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, like you do.
Sure, the human males felt so left out. No.
I mean, they can, hit up that mass murder without if they really want to.
If they really want to.
Oh.
Cool. Shall we do another sprint?
Sure. Yeah. Since I find myself trying to reply to Patrick's comments on my query. So I think I'm already back in that mind space of let's get this query.
You're already sprinting. Let's start a timer.
Let's put a timer.
And get credit for this silliness.
Exactly.
So I'm going to set my timer. I am going to hit share. And then let's get started in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Good. I decided to combine all the ideas into one because I have 1,500 words that I need to stretch this out to.
Doc, you're still muted?
I was just saying, 1,500 words is a lot.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
I hear cut down to, but sure. I finally went ahead and put soap on the cables, so we'll see if that cuts down on the chewing.
Yeah.
Less chewing would be good. Let's see.
Right?
And it looks like I got 338 words.
Nice.
You were slaying it today.
Yeah.
My query letter now has 0 comments left from Patrick.
Ooh.
It's not smoothed out. You know when you put in edits how it gets a little clunky sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Please don't tell me it's a piece of crap because this is my baby story
Okay.
that I've been working on for like my entire life. So
Okay.
Which
emotionally,
Emotionally, you're kind of attached to it. Okay.
yes, I'm very emotionally attached to this story. So when 17-year-old Lilivan finds the blue unholy marks of her goddess's enemies on her belly, her life, including her dream apprenticeship, is over. She knew she envied Naoma, her overachieving little sister, who's a scholarship student at the holiest temple, but she never suspected it was so bad that her goddess would reject her. Lilivan prays for forgiveness, but the unholy symbols refuse to budge. Now she must either kill herself, be purified to death, and doom her family to like 20 years hard labor for aiding and abetting, or flee. On the run, she narrowly escapes a temple soldier, so disguises herself as an anonymous pilgrim while seeking other unholy rebels and potential safety. When flirty pilgrim Gelen accuses her of hiding unholy marks, she expects soldiers to appear and chain her and drag her off. Instead, Gelen reveals that he scouts for the rebels and he guides her towards their sanctuary, comforting her as much as she'll allow. With temple soldiers closing in, she and Gelen must split up. Now she has to decide, trust his directions and join the unholy rebels, turning her back on her goddess, or surrender herself to a temple for purification and hope the distance is enough to keep her family safe. Lilivan's Goddess is an 81,000-word YA fantasy combining the faith struggles of Ray Carson's The Girl of Fire and Thorns with the complicated sisterly rivalry and solidarity of the Sisters of Seanan McGuire's encrypted series, as told by the daughter of a tax collector, not a princess. So we don't hate it. Okay, good.
No, we don't hate it.
Would you read it?
I would not because I'm not a YA kind of reader.
Yeah, I get that. Oh, who's making?
Especially a YA fantasy.
I get that.
I'm not the target audience.
Boop. Boop. He lets me
Ironically,
boop his nose.
he does.
Boop. Boop. Boop.
All the boobs.
And he's there, it's like, you keep booping my nose and I will chew on your wrist. Hey, yeah, there we go.
Gentle. There you go. When I say gentle, he starts to lick usually.
Yeah. Aww.
So, hey, sweetness. So, anyway, I don't know. Queries are hard.
Well, your query letter is solid, so maybe it's just like the wrong publications that you're...
Oh, this is completely new query. I threw away the old one. And I've been reworking this all week.
Okay. Oh my God. That's what I was laughing at when you were
reading
you were
it. He was
talking.
climbing up,
Because
behind.
we just see this cat like flailing around and like paws.
Oh yeah, I knew. You're gonna fall. This is the cat who will like lounge with his head off the desk and just trust me to keep holding his head up.
His head's attached. You don't have to hold it up.
But it's way more comfortable like this than like that. Gentle. Hey, sweetness. Who's my kitty? Who's my kitty? Do you want to chase the jingle bell? Jingle bell? Go get it.
That's
Can I have
good.
my hair back? Come on, cat. Go get it.
Meow.
There we go. So,
Virgin.
So yeah, I don't know. It's getting there. It's a little clunky in one or two sentences, but you know, we've got it much closer to the target. Yeah, it's under 350 words for the whole thing, including the bio.
Cool. Is this a polytheistic or monotheistic society? You don't know.
Legally, they're monotheistic.
Okay.
Although they're a theocracy.
Okay. So yes, there is only one true way in the theocracy.
But she does have godlike consorts.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're lesser gods in their doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
There are other heretical doctrines that say that perhaps her consorts are on equal footing with her.
Okay.
So it gets a little wiggly.
No.
A little wiggly.
So that's the meta plot. Is
right. Oh yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, the only thing that struck me is that you use the word unholy a lot.
Which word? Oh, unholy.
And I know you're trying to convey that the character is cursed. And it kind of makes me wonder, it's like, are people going to read this and think, okay, why are we following the bad character? So I don't know that I have real constructive criticism here as much as
I dropped 2 unholies.
as much as this might be an indicator, but
right.
Yeah, like Sako said, I'm neither a YA editor nor a frequent YA reader, so I'm not necessarily the target audience. But I mean, you really want, what you want is to entice the person into the idea that this is an interesting story of a character that they want to follow. Like I've ever done queries. Who am I to confess? But
yeah.
Yeah.
Were I into the genre, like, I don't know, I would probably read it. Especially knowing that the meta plot is like, you know, centered around gods and their interactions.
Yeah. So we have a comment over on Twitter from Kelly. It says, yeah, from Twitch, that one. Sounds good, but the purification seems redundant. Perhaps mention purify without the detail of what it means for a hook, and then explains what it means with purification. I mean, it's mentioned in the beginning what her 3 options are, and then at the end what her 2 options, you know, what she can do if she doesn't join the rebels. So it's a little hard to know if I can drop it. I mean, you usually end a query with, you know, is she going to do X or Y?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good point. Definitely something to look into. Yeah, and how about we not claw my chair? or my hair.
But I wanna.
I have the zoomies.
Right?
The zoomies.
So anyway, let me pop into the comments real quick. So while we were sprinting, Spence swung by on the YouTubes. Hello, Spence. Just got back from a beach day, and we all asked, how was it? Still sunburn free for 2021. And Spence says it was a practically perfect beach day, and doesn't think she ended up with
Sunburn.
Showering didn't hurt anything, so it looks pretty good. Tessa is working on paperwork and application for help with electric bills and my paperwork from retiring from work. Snaps! October is the big 6-5, so the paperwork is a must. Awesome. Right?
Hope you have big plans for retirement. Because you should always have big plans.
Right. I mean, clearly. So Spence says she got to swim. That one, not drown. Yeah. Swim by herself, got nearly drowned by the kids, and read romance novel in the sun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So
I got drowned by myself, swam by the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So not clawing is no fun, apparently. And clawing is a verb. Actually, very upset that I keep doing chains of nouns and, prepositional phrases and we don't claw my chair.
Technically, clawing is a gerund.
Right? Yeah, and also I keep gerunding things and stuff like that instead of just using noun verb. So it was a process. It's a process. Eva is back, finished up a meeting, got some snacks.
Ooh, snacks.
Right. And a blinker bell. Just found out I was on Twitch. I am. I ponied up cash and now StreamYard lets me be on both, so I'm everywhere you want to be. Etc. And Patrick would like to remind me that I need action and agency for my characters, even YA ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to reiterate that YA, especially coming of age stories, typically start off with minimal agency and grow into it. So it's not totally a deal breaker. Oh, okay. Blinker Bell is Eva.
Yes.
Double action. Okay. That makes sense. So, yeah. Patrick is on my side and says we only have 2 instances of purify versus purification. Right. You want to build those threads, maintain them, and then have it all come together at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're building towards. And Patrick has done so much analysis of queries. He's got spreadsheets and stuff about what queries get accepted, what their average word count is, how active they are versus inactive, like so much research. I bow before Patrick and his statistics on queries.
Holy crap.
So yeah.
I have no doubt he's given you good advice. I just find myself wondering about the moral positioning of the story, which probably has less to do with your query, more to do with your story, which I know nothing about except for what was in your query.
Right. Unholy is a lie of the temple, but anyway, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that in part 2.
Yeah. So Patrick says with the query, he thinks we're good now. So that's nice. And he didn't know that query editing was a thing until he saw me doing it. So it's nice to be. Yes, the student has become the master.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, everybody knows it's 1,000,000,000% easier to rewrite somebody else's query than your own because you know too much about the story and it's hard to know what
information
not important, because if it wasn't important, it wouldn't be in the story.
Yeah, it's like writing your own blurb. It's like you should make an attempt at writing your own blurb and then give it to somebody else who will rewrite it for you, and it will be beautiful.
Right. Even if you're amazing at writing blurbs, you can't write your own.
Yeah. You know too much, and
You know too much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we need to do that panel at a con about the power of ignorance.
Right? If you know too much, you can't skip the bits because they're all in there on purpose and they're all interconnected, or they better be, otherwise they shouldn't be in there.
Yep.
So yeah. Oh goodness.
In the immortal words of Inigo Montoya, let me tell you, no, there's too much. Let me sum up.
Right? Yeah. So, did I mention I came here from Station Unity? Let me tell you, Station Unity, it's a con spun off of by the people who host KatsuCon, also at Gaylord National. And let's just say it's not going to be a super spreader event because of the timing and the fact that the hotel bumped them a week to be opposite AwesomeCon.
Yeah.
There were more vendors than attendees.
Oh, whoops.
Not a super spreader event. I don't feel like I'm risking anything by attending, but the staff was there. They were on point. The place was great. Plenty of hand sanitization and plenty of 6 feet between everyone.
Gotcha.
And I had a lot of people. I was manning the Balticon table. I had plenty of people relatively swing by and sound interested in things and stuff. So
yeah, I've definitely been to a few cons where it's like you've got your table in the dealer's room and it's like you're selling to the other dealers.
Luckily, I was selling a convention with tables that they might be interested in getting a table at.
Yeah.
So I actually did have something to sell to dealers.
Yeah. But usually it's the case of that the dealers are all the ones with money and the actual attendees are there for the cosplay and they have no money.
Yeah. So Kelly is over on Twitch agreeing with Doc on self-writing. So hard to edit your own stuff. So Patrick says he had a woman in his query writing group who want to have this blah, 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 long noun for her violin school, and it doesn't show up again. If you have a huge long title and you use it once, don't put it in the query. Query should have maximum of 3 names, and that includes the setting and the main character. I mean, assuming the world needs a name in the first place. You don't want too many magic terms showing up. You don't want, new concepts. You try to limit it to 3 or fewer.
You need the protagonist, the antagonist, and an optional word. No.
Right.
I know, right?
Exactly. So yeah, like I could have named the country. I could have named the goddess, but I don't because it's not important for the plot. And, I can use those words with a title without it getting too wordy. Oh, I gave the MacGuffin, her sister, a name.
Yeah, her sister.
Totally not a MacGuffin.
So you named the main character the Hook. Did you name something else?
I named the boy toy.
The boy toy. Okay, so the main character, the interest, and the love interest.
Yeah. So
totally valid use of names.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and I like my version of the aspect version of. Sorry, someone was looking like they were about to nibble a cable. I had to stare down. But yeah, with queries, when you do comps, like comparison novels, you can do one of 2 ways. You can do, Alice in Wonderland meets Clockwork Orange, a mashup kind of feel. Or you can be like I did, and the faith struggles of the Girl of Fire and Thorns and the complicated sister. I like calling out the aspect because when you name a book or a series, you don't necessarily know
what that means.
Is it that voice? Is it that setting? Are the character tropes, what you're getting out of it? And I find calling out the aspect is a lot more useful, at least from my end. I'm not an agent. I don't, accept I don't go around, you know.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland Meets A Clockwork Orange is one trippy book.
Right?
Especially if Alice wins.
Alice wins.
I think there's mother's milk in those bottles. So yeah. It's 6:30. Do we want to do another sprint anyway, or should we just call it?
I think we should just call it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of want a snack because
three good quality sprints in.
Yeah, not too shabby. Thank you for your help, Patrick. I am probably going to be looking at my agent list and see who's reopened to queries.
Also, thank you guys for all the ideas for chlorophobia. I'm hoping to crank that out here tonight.
Right?
Ideas are cheap. all the hard work's on you.
So, did you want to go ahead and give your outros?
Oh, sure. Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you are interested in videos pertaining to marketing for authors, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, and they're not all me. my co-writer BC Brown Books is also a marketeer, so she did a couple of videos on how to market yourself as an author as well, and I added them to the playlist. So all the knowledge, you should drop by sometime. I'd love to see you.
All right. And I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk and comedy and adventure, and I mix them up together. And you can go and you can find my blog and my writings just by searching on Doc Coleman's Steampunk. And I've got a novel out. I've got short stories. There's some anthologies that I'm in. I'm working on the second novel, trying to get it forward. Well, working on the third novel, trying to get the second novel into publication range, but lots of good
waiting for that sensitivity reader. Yeah.
And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying fantasy writer, and I share writing tips and writerly musings on that self-named podcast, as well as on my blog and on my YouTubes. You can find me everywhere except Twitter as Morgan Hazelwood. On Twitter, I'm Morgan Hazelwood. And this week, I think my tips were on 3 tips for fixing your pacing on the podcast, and 8 tips for getting to know your characters, who they are internally, not where they exist in the world about them. So those are notes from Imaginarium. So if you want to check them out, they're over on the blog. So thank you all for joining us, and enjoy your week. I will be sharing more writing tips and writerly musings on Tuesday, and I should be back same time, same place next Sunday. So bye. Have a good week.